Good morning, everyone. Hey, guys. I want to go ahead and do this for this reason, because as I sit here this weekend, I already had some amazing moments. And I was just like, I went through my list of people and I thought to myself, man, you know what? I'm sitting here in Covington, Florence, Newport area, and I haven't contacted the Bells. There was Adam Bell and Dan Bell. Dan Bell was the marketing director for Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell when we opened up. And Adam Bell was his son. And his son was actually the top salesperson. It was actually between he and I, like literally any month we wanted it to be, right? That was pretty much the deal. And so I'm having a conversation with Dan, and he's talking about his conversations with Bernie Moreno. And matter of fact, I told him, yeah, tell Bernie I said hello. I know he's doing his campaign and all that stuff. But here's the deal. As we were talking, see, Dan and I used to do a lot of the charitable works. We used to, the dealership gave to 125 charities in the first year. I mean, that's historic in and of itself. Forget the numbers and how many things we sell. And I want you to peel back the layers of what I'm saying right now. We're tops in the central region, but gave to over 125 charities. The two things go together. And this is the thing that most people really miss, right? Because it's a tug of war. It's a tug of war. We'll ask God for something, but yet we'll resist the very thing or the people or the connections or whatever it is that God has placed in our way, because the thing that we're asking for is uniquely different than what we've already had. And that's the part that's kind of hard about our humanity, is that we're really kind of foolish in that we'll ask God for something, not be ready for what we're asking him for, and then resist the very people, purpose, or thing that God has placed in our way. So here's how it basically works, guys. If you want change, you have to change. If you want change, you have to change. Or else the only thing that will remain is the change in your pocket. That's it. I'll say that one more time. If you want change, you have to change, or else the only thing that remains is the change, the loose change in your pocket. You see, when it comes to me, I'm telling you my life story, and these stories are hard for me to talk about. They used to be like the most difficult thing for me to talk about, because I have to swallow my pride in order to talk about them. And I think that's what's wrong with most of us. We can't swallow our pride. It's hard to, Brian, I'd love to, and how many times have you said that to someone? Yeah, I see what you're saying, man, and I would love to, but, it's just not that easy. No, it is actually that easy. The thing that's not easy is for you to change. I'll say that one more time. It actually is easy. The thing that's not easy is for you to change. And so as I see this helicopter being towed by a truck right now, this is different. Literally, guys, as I see this, as I go through this, we really have to really dig in deep. And I call it doing your mirror work, but it's time to really kind of get into that. What is your mirror work? That's every single thing you don't want to do. It's literally wrapped up in, how you feel about yourself. I'm not going to pick on the ladies, but you guys do it probably more than anyone. A woman will look absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and she'll still find something that she doesn't like about herself. It's not, it's not a come to Jesus moment when you're looking in the mirror. It's just literally, let's get ready to be our best version of ourselves, right? And so here's Brian, right? I'm sitting there, I'm looking in my mirror, and I could see me 21 years ago. Why am I talking about this? Because I'm actually driving down to have breakfast at 7:30 a.m., not even my time, which would be 4:30 a.m. Pacific time, to do the thing that requires just a little bit more, so I can tell my friend how much I love him, how much I care about him, and thank you for helping a very negative young man 21 years ago. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you for seeing that I'm somebody more than what I thought I was. Thank you for continuing to love on me even though I was resisting you. Thank you for not just being a typical client, which is what I was making you out to be when I met you. Thank you for seeing my humanity. Thank you for being a friend. That's all it is. 21 years ago, Bruce comes to the lot. Brian Lamont Roberts is acting like a literal jerk. I'm really making bets on how quickly I can get this man off this lot so I can literally go home, because all he is to me is another number. But what he was to me was the person God sent to me. I'm going to say that one more time. All he is to me is another number. Hopefully this resonates in your head. But what he was to me was the person God sent to me. And when I finally woke up and I said, you know what? He's the person God sent to me. We became the best of friends. I sold him multiple cars, and I'm driving down to have breakfast with him right now, 21 years later. And I only say that to say this. There's some people that have been placed in your life, that God placed in your life. And maybe it's because you're forgetful. Maybe it's because you're hurt. Maybe it's because you don't even see it. Maybe it's because you don't think it's a big deal. I'm going to tell you something that will help the rest of your life if you just do it. Stop praying and asking God for something that you're not even really ready for. Stop praying and asking God, Lord, help my circumstance, change this, change that. No. When God makes a change, he changes you first. It's not the circumstance. The circumstance is, it's like the verb that goes with the noun. That's the circumstance, right? It's the action word that goes with the noun. And so your actions are what normally creates a lot of our circumstances. Our choices are normally what creates a lot of our circumstances. We are the one that we've got to fix. But most of us hate self-reflection, because self-reflection requires self-introspection, and introspection requires pain. So what we're resistant to is we're resistant to pain. And I'm going to say it this way. Your blessing is held up in the thing you refuse or hate to do. There's something you hate to do, and you've told yourself, I hate doing that. And I got a little spoiler alert for you. Every single thing I ever said, Lord, I hate doing that, God has made me go through the journey of that thing so I could get to the other side. And on the other side of that, that's where Brian Lamont's blessing is. And so this morning, I want to know how hard you want to fight for it. As I pass the Walton Verona exit and I'm about to pass the Stephen Coffin Highway, and I'm about to do something that's not even comfortable, but a little bit uncomfortable for me, because I got to make a little bit of a sacrifice just so I can go see my friend and give him a hug and just say thank you. Are you willing to make any of those sacrifices? Because if you're not, you're honestly just wasting your time. As much as I love you, and as much as I want it to work for you, and as much as I'd like to see you whole and complete and your life changed and things shifted in your life, unfortunately, they're not going to happen until you shift. The first thing that's got to move is you. God bless.